Ever wondered what lies beneath the sands of Egypt or the depths of mysterious mines? What if I told you that archaeologists have unearthed severed hands, a cryptic mummy, and captivating artifacts? Join me as we delve into 10 eerie yet fascinating discoveries from the world of archaeology. Ready to embark on this thrilling journey? Let's dive right in. Number 10. Burial with headless skeletons. Scientists have made an unsettling discovery at the archaeological site of Rabelhem in Slovakia. 38 individuals interred in a burial dating back to about 5000 BC were found to be missing their heads. This site was once controlled by the Piercy Society, the largest early Neolithic settlement in Central Europe. In addition to this enigmatic burial, researchers uncovered a total of 313 houses, 80 of which were inhabited concurrently, divided into 3 villages. It's estimated that approximately 600 people resided in this settlement. Notably, one of the villages was surrounded by double ditches that stretched for about 1.5 kilometers. Within these ditches, archaeologists unearthed the remains of 38 individuals, including a child. The bones of these buried people were jumbled together, requiring extensive effort to separate the 38 skeletons. What possible explanations could there be for the decapitation of these 38 individuals, and what do these findings reveal about the cultural practices and beliefs of the Piercy Society during the early Neolithic period? What's interesting is that archaeologists had found decapitated skeletons in the same area before. At that time, they thought it had some religious or special meaning. But this new burial is different. In the previous case, each person had their own separate grave. In this case, the bodies of 38 people were all put into one pit in a messy way. This raises a question. Where are the heads? They found the first neck bone in some of the skeletons, which suggests that the heads were removed intentionally and not as a form of punishment. Number 9. Ancient Empire. Tomb. China indeed has a rich and fascinating history, and it's important to highlight its archaeological discoveries to broaden our understanding beyond just ancient Egypt. A few years ago, in 2019, archaeologists uncovered an ancient tomb in China that dates back to the Jin Empire. This empire once occupied the northern region of China and parts of today's far east of Russia. This stone tomb, located 650 kilometers from Beijing, is adorned with intricate decorations featuring figures of lions, sea anemones, flowers, and guardian spirits. These spirits represent both a man and a woman. Inside the tomb, there were bricks that resemble carved wood, possibly without any paint. The remains of 3 individuals were found in the tomb, including 2 adults aged around 56 years old and a child aged between 6 to 8 years old. In the same area, archaeologists also discovered a lance haft with inscriptions that indicated the tomb's construction between 1190 and 1196. During this period, the region was under the rule of the Jin state. The imperial family of the Jin state belonged to the Jurchens, a semi-nomadic people from northeastern China who are today related to the Manchus. In 1207, the Jin state had a population of approximately 53 million people. This information about the age of the tomb is valuable for dating other structures in the region. Number 8. Mystery of the Etruscan Tomb. In Italy, in the city of Volci, a remarkable discovery has been made. A pristine Etruscan tomb from the 6th century BC. This tomb remained undisturbed for a long time. Inside, archaeologists uncovered numerous ceramic vases, a brazier, and a dish. The tomb was covered by 2 heavy stone slabs, behind which lay a room carved into the rock. Inside this room, approximately 30 perfectly preserved ceramic vases were found. Additionally, a bronze brazier with coals and skewers, along with remnants of meat, were discovered. The burial likely belonged to a woman, as no weapons were found, but a spindle was present. The woman's remains were cremated and placed in a special pot, a common Etruscan practice for storing ashes. Volci was once a bustling center of trade and craftsmanship until it was destroyed by Rome in 280 BC. Over time, the city declined and was eventually abandoned. Many tombs were looted by treasure hunters searching for valuable items, making the discovery of an untouched tomb a rare and significant find. Hold on, before we go any further, don't forget to find that subscribe button and join us on our exciting journey filled with amazing discoveries and intriguing mysteries. Your support keeps us going, and we can't wait to share more with you. Number 7. Ancient hair. Throughout history, various drugs have had a significant impact, leading to widespread harm. The oldest evidence of drug use in Europe was discovered on the island of Minorca near Spain, where archaeologists found hair over 3,000 years old. In the cave of Scarix, researchers uncovered a peculiar ritual performed by our ancestors. The hair of a deceased individual was cut, dyed red, and placed in small boxes made from horn and wood. Using advanced methods, scientists analyzed this ancient hair and identified the presence of alkaloids like scopolamine and ephedrine, substances known to induce hallucinations. It's known that researchers can detect traces of drugs in human hair and nails even after months or years. It's believed that ancient people may have used hallucinogenic plants like mandrake and datura, as well as consumed ephedra with ephedrine, a stimulant. This discovery provides clear evidence that psychoactive substances were in use in Europe over 3,000 years ago, suggesting they may have posed significant challenges to society even back then. Number 6. Funeral decorations of a girl. A lead casket holding priceless goods, including gold earrings, a hair clip, a necklace, gold beads, carnelian and glass beads, was discovered by archaeologists examining artifacts found on Mount Scopus in Israel. Although archaeologist Yael Adler discovered these jewelry items back in 1971, they have just lately undergone a full examination and documentation. The research group thought this finding was very important. Some of the jewelry featured symbols associated with the Roman goddess of the moon, the protector of young girls. In Roman tradition, when a young girl passed away prematurely, jewelry with these symbols was placed in her grave to offer protection in the afterlife. Similar gold earrings and jewelry were also discovered during excavations on the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem in 1975. Such burials and adornments were common in the Roman world and provide insights into the population of Judea during that era. After the destruction of the Jerusalem temple and the expulsion of Jews, the city was resettled by Roman Empire settlers. The burial of a young girl with her jewelry is a poignant archaeological find, offering a glimpse into the emotions of her parents or relatives who placed these precious items in her grave with the hope of safeguarding her in the next world. Number 5. Mummified ram heads. In early 2023, a group of archaeologists from New York University found something fascinating at the Temple of Ramses II in southern Egypt, a place called Abydos. They discovered over 2,000 mummified ram heads that are really old, dating back to a time when Egypt was ruled by the Ptolemaic kings. They also found other animal remains there. These discoveries tell us a lot about this ancient site, which has been around for more than 2,000 years. The mummified ram heads are thought to be gifts people gave to show respect and admiration for Ramses, even 1,000 years after he passed away. Number 4. The oldest Scottish tartan. In the early 1980s, a piece of cloth was found in the Scottish Highlands, and a recent study suggests that it's the oldest tartan ever discovered, dating back to the 16th century. Tartan is a special kind of plaid fabric that's linked to Scottish clans, which are like ancestral groups. They named this pattern the Glen African after the village where it was found. What's really cool is that this tartan is in fantastic condition because it was buried in a peat bog with very little oxygen. In Scotland, finding old textiles is super rare because the soil isn't great at preserving them. To figure out how old the Glen African tartan is, experts did some special tests. They looked at the 4 colors used in the fabric and found no man-made or semi-synthetic materials, which means it's from before the 1750s. Radiocarbon dating showed that it was made between 1500 and 1655, a time when the Stuart monarchs like Mary Queen of Scots and her dad James V ruled Scotland. What's interesting is that tartan back then wasn't associated with fancy or noble people. It was more for regular folks and was used as outdoor clothing for work. Number 3. Sanctuary of the God of War. In France, archaeologists have uncovered a 4th century AD sanctuary, likely dedicated to the Roman god of war, Mars. Adjacent to it, they found a Roman necropolis with items dating back 1,500 years. These excavations took place near La Chapelle de Fourget, where traces of similar sites were discovered in 1984, with the major archaeological work starting in 2018. At the sanctuary, they found ritual objects like swords and spears, as well as a small figurine. Mars, once associated with fertility and later with war, was the likely focus of worship. Artifacts including furniture, brooches, military items, and coins were also found. The sanctuary appears to have been in use during the early Roman period and abandoned by the 4th century AD. Nearby, they uncovered dwellings with household items and ceramic utensils. In addition, a Roman burial site containing about 40 graves from the late Roman period up to the 5th century was excavated. These graves yielded various funerary objects, including silver bracelets, hairpins, buckles, glass and pearl beads, ceramics, and even a dagger and horse harness with iron and bronze decorations. All discovered artifacts have been sent for further study, shedding light on life and worship during ancient Roman times in the region. Number 2. Step Pyramid of Djoser. The Step Pyramid of Djoser, standing as number 2 on our list, takes us back over 4,600 years to ancient Egypt. It was constructed during the 3rd dynasty, and the genius behind it was Imhotep, who was not only an architect, but also a physician and advisor to Pharaoh Djoser. What sets this pyramid apart is its unique design. Instead of a smooth surface, it looks like a giant staircase with steps, something completely new for its time. At its highest point, it reached an impressive height of around 62 meters, making it a standout structure. This pyramid was surrounded by a vast complex with courtyards and temples used for various ceremonies and to remember Pharaoh Djoser. What's remarkable is that this pyramid paved the way for the famous pyramids at Giza, marking a significant milestone in ancient Egyptian architecture. Number 1. The oldest snack under the Colosseum. Many years ago in ancient Rome, they had a system for dealing with waste, like sewage. Surprisingly, this sewage has survived all this time and can still be studied today. Even though most people may not find this topic interesting, archaeologists have been researching it for a long time. It's one of the few ways to learn about what people in ancient Rome used to eat. For over a year, researchers have been working beneath the Colosseum, the famous amphitheater in Rome. They have made some exciting discoveries about the food that people ate while watching gladiator fights and performances there. In the ancient sewage, they found evidence of olives, nuts, meat, cherries, grapes, and figs that are at least 1,900 years old. They also found the remains of animals like bears, lions, dogs, and more. These animals probably fought against each other for entertainment, and surprisingly, people back then enjoyed watching it, and it was completely legal. What's even more interesting is that they found about 50 bronze coins down there, including a very rare one that's about 171 years old. This special coin was made to celebrate Emperor Marcus Aurelius's 10-year rule. The sewage is the only place where you can find treasures like old coins, animal bones, and leftover food. While these might not seem valuable to regular people, they are incredibly important to archaeologists and historians. Their value goes beyond money. From studying the animal bones, it appears that not only big animals like lions and bears were part of these battles, but also small ones like dogs, chickens, and even pigs. Perhaps these smaller animals were used as food, and it was fascinating for the audience to watch a hungry lion tear apart a pig or swallow a small dog. Many people associate the Colosseum with just gladiators and animals, but in reality, a wide range of events happened there. These included exciting fire shows and imitations of sea battles, making it a place of diverse entertainment in ancient Rome. Want to see more surprising finds by scientists? Subscribe to the Ancient History channel and never miss out on the most amazing discoveries. Our video has come to an exciting end. If you haven't watched our last video, make sure you do. Until then, goodbye. And at the end of the video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave your thumbs up under the video, and write a kind comment. Thanks for your views. Bye, everyone.